This is TNA Wrestling Star Hometown Man, and you're listening to Count It Out with Mike and Tyler.
Listening to Count It Out with Mike and Tyler.
Well, we are live, pals. And once again, welcome to the Bill Apter Seal of Approved Count It Out with Mike and Franchise.
Sure.
That's right. For the first time in a very long time, I am not Danny Parkhill.
And I am not Michael Walsh.
Ooh, where's your gimmick, bud?
Oh, what am I supposed? Oh, am I allowed to swear on this one? Michael, how the fuck are you?
Don't go crazy, but yeah.
I just said an F word, but there we are.
Yeah, the F word's fine.
But what other gimmick am I missing? It's been a long time.
Because you used to do
We
that
shouldn't have
whole
left you without a dope.
You always used to have a weird, nonsensical, out of context saying long before you said, I am not Michael Walsh.
I didn't prepare one today. Terrible on my part. I'm disappointed in myself. This was fairly late notice, but at the same time, not late notice enough for me to not come up with it. But I don't know. I just dropped some Timbaland lyrics, so there's something for you at the very least.
I had a whole thing.
A long time, Michael Walsh. I shouldn't have left you without a dope beat to step to.
I had a whole thing prepared about Ruth Bader Ginsburg and Judge Judy, but then I got a text from Tyler telling me to behave myself tonight. So we'll leave that on the floor till next time.
That was my one F word quote. I'm done now. I'll sell for Tyler.
So before we get into, we're going to talk about the Rumble, of course, and then I have a very special list that you don't even know is happening.
No,
and
sir.
We'll get that into a bit later. But tell me, what's been going on with you? The last time we talked to you, it's been a while. The last time you were on the show, you were still performing for Chinlock, and at that time, you were being managed by the one and only Spenny Rice. Tell us what's happened. What's happened since then?
Still wrestling for Chinlock. We got a show coming up on February 14th in Kingston, Ontario. Love Hurts. If you're in the area, I would love to come see you. Check it out. We got Con, formerly known as Connor of the Ascension, on that show. So nice little draw there. Nice. What else? I was recently in a stage production, a Christmas themed murder mystery, where I played. Get this. The name was Detective Al Ketchum, because I will catch them is the rib. If you got that,
we get it. Yeah.
And last year,
you know how they say it's not funny. You know they say it's not funny if you have to explain the joke.
Well, it's kind of my gimmick.
It's still not. But even if you didn't explain it, it still wouldn't have been funny.
All my jokes are terrible, so I have to add that extra layer of bullshit in order to hope you laugh at it.
Which makes sense why they chose you to play Al Ketchum.
Yeah, that's right. There you are. Not Ash Ketchum. It's a different guy. But yeah, man. That's pretty much it. Doing my thing, living life, hanging out with my kids.
Well, speaking of kids, I had the pleasure of sitting down and watching the Royal Rumble in its entirety with my son, and I let him invite a friend over, and he had his,
as did I, sir.
He had his very first ever Royal Rumble party, just like, as you know, I used to do all the time back in the day. I loved my Royal Rumble parties. So I said, you know what? I'm passing on the tradition. I let him have his first Royal Rumble party. So tell me, how did you spend Royal Rumble?
Well, believe it or not, I also spent it with my son. He was over for the weekend, and he's again, obviously, as your son is a big WWE fan. I should have brought it down with me. He wrote this big. He has this big. He's big into drawing these days, so he has this big sort of sketch pad, and he wrote out this chart for each match and who he felt was going to win and how, and
Nice.
surprise entrance in the Rumble, and who's going to last the longest and who's going to last
Wow.
the least longest.
Wow. Does that sound
Yeah,
familiar or what?
I know, right?
Did
It's
we not used
nuts.
to do that in the day? Like, that's
Yes,
hilarious. Yes, we
yes,
did
and I
exactly that.
for what it's worth, I didn't prompt him or anything, right? I didn't
Yeah.
say anything about it. He just did all this on his own, right? Like he asked
Mhm.
me like my opinions on all of it, but like and we'll get into some of those predictions as a matter of fact.
Mhm.
But
For sure.
yeah, I spent it with my son. Which, God, man, the Royal Rumble is my personal favorite pay per
Mine
view
too.
every year,
Yeah.
just for. And I mean, again, we'll get into this year's, and now I was like, okay, it's good and bad, but just the whole countdown of it and the suspense, right?
Hmm.
Especially if you're kind of with somebody younger or somebody that may even be
Yeah.
like a lapsed fan or something like that, and you could be like, oh snap, here's this guy. He used to,
Yeah.
here's Ken Kennedy. He hasn't been relevant in 10 years, but he's back for one night only. Like that kind of thing,
Yeah.
right? Those who
Or
didn't
you
watch
have
Royal Rumble, no, Ken Kennedy wasn't there, but
or if you have a buddy that just looks over and says, I bet you RVD gets high as fuck and runs into the ring.
Yeah, that's a throwback to I believe it was the 2008 Rumble. I was at the time living in Windsor with our good friend Adam Conta and
Mhm.
our other good friend, as you call him, Aaron Rah 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 Rah. And as our Rumble predictions and all that kind of thing, and before there was one entrant start countdown started and all that, and I said, man, wouldn't it be great if the next set was RVD high as shit, and then sure enough the next entrant was Rob Van Dam, and the pop the pop it got will
Yeah.
forever stick with me because it's the biggest pop I've ever gotten in my fucking life, and I wrestle now, so
Yeah. I remember being told that story by a few people, and I pop every time I hear that story. I absolutely, absolutely love
yeah,
that story.
it was
And
just I don't know why. I don't know, man. I was just like, I don't know, Rob Van Dam guy I thought of. Like,
so, okay, so before I get into your opinions and the show
yeah,
overall, tell me about you because this is my favorite. This is my new favorite part about wrestling. This is my new step of wrestling fandom is being able to
right.
live through my son now. I get to watch it through my son, which is really, really, really
Hmm.
cool. So tell me your experience watching your son watch it this year. Was he really into the Rumble? Was he enjoying it? Who were his guys to watch this year?
Yeah, yeah. It's funny that you mention, kind of being able to watch it through your son's eyes and all that, because like it's strange because like you look at a lot of these guys that are performing now, right?
Mhm.
Especially in the Rumble and that kind of thing. And it's like, okay, well, these are all people, some of them are sons of guys that
Yeah.
we used to watch. So, like, for example, one of the conversations that came up was about Jey Uso and how his
Mhm.
dad is Rikishi, and Sid hasn't seen a whole lot of Rikishi matches. And I'm like, mother, I was raised on Rikishi, son. Let's go. Like,
Yeah.
see, I bleeped myself there, Tyler. You get the one. Uh, and yeah, it's so cool to see how the future generation is picking up on it, especially when you yourself is such a huge fan, right? And like you get wrestling as a whole, and seeing
Yeah.
somebody else get it is
Yeah.
just brilliant. To
And
answer your
and
question, oh, sorry, go on.
no, no, I was just saying the cool thing for me right now is Finn's more into old wrestling than he is like
Mhm,
he likes the current product, but
mhm.
he'll ask me, he'll be like, "Hey Dad, did so and so ever wrestle?" He'll like really obscure stuff.
Yeah.
He'd be like, we'll be talking about like, well, who are two old guys, Dad? And or right now he's collecting cards and he
Okay. Yeah.
loves the legend cards and the Hall of Fame cards. So he'll take
Okay.
two
Yeah.
cards and he'd be like, "Hey Dad, did Bruno Sammartino ever fight Gorilla Monsoon?" Yes.
Jeez.
And
Yeah.
and and,
Believe it or
and
not.
all these deep cuts that we've been
Yeah.
watching
That is a
so
deep
much
cut.
old wrestling. It's
Yeah.
insane. And I love it because he's so into it, right?
Yeah.
Um
Anything where
it-
Gorilla Monsoon is wrestling is a deep cut.
that's right. We watched one of his matches with Bruno. We watched one of his matches with Baba.
Okay, yeah.
And
Oh my
and
God.
and what was the other one we watched? I can't remember. There was a third one we watched. I just can't remember what it was. But yeah, the fact that we watched three Gorilla Monsoon matches is kind of
Yeah.
insane.
Gorilla Monsoon versus Baba is, in the words of Big E, big meaty men slapping meat.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a
That's
lot.
that's two big dudes beating the shit out of each other.
So sorry, that was a side tangent, but go back to
Yeah,
Sid's
yeah,
experience.
yeah, yeah. Well, again, man, I think he's of the same opinion that I am with the Royal Rumble. I think he just really enjoys who's going to come out next, right? That
Yeah,
was that was my experience, especially during the Rumble matches. Who's going to come out next? Who do you think is going to be? I could be
yeah,
this guy. I think it's going to be this guy because this guy just came out, and that they're going to do that, and like it just he was so into it, right? And that's just the Rumble matches themselves. Never mind the other matches in which he had an investment in, every one of those as well. Like he doesn't like Gunther because he thinks he's a dick. You know,
yeah. No, that that
he
that's
does like AJ Styles because he's really good.
oh,
Like that kind of.
that's the funny thing. Finn's in the same camp.
Yeah,
Gunther is Gunther's enemy number one ever since John Cena's retirement match.
yeah,
Is oh
right.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was scared shitless because for weeks, months really, he kept asking me for a Gunther action figure. This is before the John Cena stuff.
Right.
Then the John Cena thing happened. I bought it for him for
Mm,
Christmas.
yeah.
John
Oh
Cena
shit.
happened. Now I'm sitting there going, what's going to
Oh
happen when he
shit.
opens this, right?
Say it's
Now,
from Santa. Dude, you missed a perfect opportunity to say it was from Santa. Oh, Santa's
great.
Santa's pissed at
Yeah,
you, kid.
Santa's a dick.
Santa's shit. Santa's got shoot heat you, kid.
So turns out, thank God he liked it, and it was in a two. It was a two pack of him and Miz. So and it came with a title belt, and he loves title belts, so it all worked out. But for about a couple days there, I was like, oh, what's gonna happen here? Because even now, we've been opening cards, and he opened up a Gunther card, um,
Yeah.
and he opened, he goes, oh no, I'm like,
Nice.
wow, it's
Nice.
funny,
You
yeah, it's
see, that's
hilarious.
that's a good heel, man.
Oh
That's
yeah,
like that's
oh
it's wrestling's alive and flipping well.
100. I love hearing people say that, man.
Yeah.
All the people want to bitch and complain about the state of wrestling right now. The state
Mhm.
of wrestling is perfectly fucking fine right now.
You know what? While we're on that topic, and I know this is kind of again off from the beaten path here, but there's a lot of guys talking about the Unreal series and how that
Sure.
is bad. I'm using air quotes,
Yeah.
bad for wrestling.
Sure.
Um, I mean, I haven't seen all of season two yet. I've seen all of
No,
season one. I'm about halfway through season two, but I mean, I've been enjoying it because it provides me. So like, they're still doing their jobs in terms of storytelling, right? I'll
mhm.
use the whole Seth Rollins thing as an example, right? Where he hurt his knee and it turns out that was a work and he came back and for me it worked the hell out of me. I didn't, I'm like I thought he was injured,
It
right?
still worked. It still worked.
Exactly, right?
So
So then
so 6 months later,
afterwards,
showing us how the sausage is made doesn't hurt anybody.
precisely, right? Seeing it, 6 months later and being like, okay, this was, how it was really done. Here's, how my wife
Because
thought about it. Here's the
it's
story
not
about our daughter, like,
it's not like we didn't know it was a work. We
yeah,
live in the age kayfabe has been dead and buried a very long time. So
yeah,
all these old heads that want to hang on to it so badly, why? Oh, we need to protect the business. Protect what? This is the only business in the world that you feel this protective of it. Fucking magicians aren't even this
yeah,
fucking anal
yeah.
about it anymore. Like
The business
it's
has
it's
evolved
become
in a good way.
exactly. I think Triple H and Shawn Michaels and a few of the other people in the office are the people that you would think would be those old school old heads. And
Yeah,
I think that's why people like the Undertaker and Kevin Nash and all these guys, friends of theirs, don't
yeah,
understand. They're like, but these are our guys. Why are they doing
yeah,
this? Because they're
yeah.
progressive. They
Because they
understand,
get it. They get it.
and this is why they're in charge of the
They're in
business,
charge.
and
That's
you're
right.
not.
I think it was I think it was Cody Rhodes on a on one of his podcasts recently. He was talking about Triple H and all that, and he said something along the lines of like Triple H is a fan of the work behind the work, right? Like
Hmm.
you think you know what's going on, right? You lay it out so it's okay, here's the storyline, here's what's going on, and then there's something else under there that
Yeah,
isn't supposed to happen. That's
yeah.
the real work, right? Again, using that Seth Rollins thing as an example. You
Hmm.
could look at that SummerSlam, I think it was SummerSlam with the match with LA Knight, where it's like, oh shit, that finish was really fucked up. So that
Yeah,
must have been a real thing, right? Like
exactly.
he must have really gotten hurt because that's not how they end a match, right? They
I bought
usually
it.
do it this way.
Yep,
I
I
bought it
bought it.
too. I
Yeah,
bought it too. Right. So
because
yeah,
they didn't overdo it. They didn't
exactly.
like it wasn't like, oh my God, he's hurt. Oh my God. They played it off like, oh,
Yeah,
maybe he'll be back on Monday, maybe he won't.
precisely.
You know,
Precisely.
they didn't shove it in our face, which made it more real.
Yeah. Yeah. And usually when they do shove it in your face, it's, like with, again, recently I was rewatching WrestleMania 17 and they,
Mhm.
they did that whole angle with China where she broke her neck. Right.
Yeah.
And there was that one thing where like, she hurt herself on a handspring or whatever. And, they were like stretching her out and all that. And obviously it was a work because like they
Yeah.
got cameras all there and, everybody's just talking in hushed tones. And this is
Yeah.
really a bad thing that's happened here. And like that, is a work. Something like that with the Seth Rollins and LA Knight thing. It's like, oh, okay, like shoot, he hurt his knee. They went right to a finish, and then that was it. And then they went to the next
Exactly.
segment. There was no,
Because they played they whether they'll admit this or not, they played that for the smart fans. They
that's
played
right.
that for the people who've been watching their entire lives and know how things are supposed to
That's
work.
right. The
And
work
we have
under the
been
work.
and we've been conditioned to think we know how the sausage is made,
Yep.
and then Triple H changes the recipe on us.
That's right. That's right.
You
And I
you
think
won't hear me say
Unreal
a
is
bad word
showing
about
us
this
that.
man.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I think he's done well in his
me
creative
too.
role overall, right? I mean, yes, I think maybe there's been a couple, speed bumps and trips, but everybody has that,
Name
right?
me
So
name me a booker who hasn't had a ton of everybody keeps going, oh, we need Vince back. We need Vince back. Why?
no, God,
Because
no.
why? Because Vince never made mistakes. Do you not remember the laundry list of shit right to his right to the time he was done? You guys were
Yeah,
wanting to oust him. The same people who wanted to oust him are now calling for him back because you're never happy.
that's
Ever,
right.
ever, ever happy. It's
I don't get it,
ridiculous.
but yeah, I know. Some
All
people's
right.
kids, Michael. Yeah, let's talk Royal Rumble. Sorry, we're going off. Yeah.
Back to the Rumble. Let's start with the women's Rumble.
Mhm.
Overall thoughts. I want to know your original prediction for the winner and your thoughts on Liv Morgan winning.
Okay, well, overall, I thought the match was overall pretty well done. I
Yes.
thought it was well booked. Um, Again, couple of nice surprises in there. This is Sid would be my son Sid would be upset if I didn't mention that he did correctly predict that Brie Bella would come back in the Rumble. So he
That's
he called that
that's
one.
that's hilarious. Finn
Yes.
freaked out, going, "Dad, you said she would never be back. Dad, you said she would never be back." I'm like, yeah, I definitely said that. You said her husband works at a different company and they didn't want her. Dad, you were wrong.
Get bent, Dad. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right. I was,
yeah,
you're clearly wrong here, Dad. What else are you wrong
clearly.
about?
Oh God, clearly. So
But
so
yeah,
yeah,
good,
that
good
was a
Rumble.
big moment. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, good rumble.
I had anticipated Tiffany Stratton winning
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
And honestly, that was one where I'm like, well, shoot, it could be a whole bunch. I thought AJ Lee was maybe a possibility as like a surprise or whatever, and could
Hmm.
win it that way. Um, I'm not unhappy Liv Morgan won it. Um, I'm a fan. Personally speaking, I like it when somebody who is just sort of getting like kind of hitting that ceiling of like mid Carter to main eventer
Hmm.
wins it, right? And that kind of pushes them over the edge. Jey Uso is a good example, right? Where it's like,
Sure.
okay, well, maybe not a good example because he wasn't over, but in terms of what they were
Whoa, whoa,
trying to
whoa,
do.
whoa, 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 whoa. At what point in time is Jey Uso not over?
Okay,
He's
let me
probably the
rephrase that.
most over
You're
motherfucker
right.
on
You're
the
right.
roster.
You're right. You're right. I that was
Yeah,
phrased poorly.
yeah, because he doesn't know how to get a pop, right?
No, I'm not. Okay, I phrased it poorly. He was not overall popular as a
His
champion
because nobody ever
from
is
what I can
anymore.
recall.
Yeah,
Well,
nobody
yeah,
ever is
I
anymore.
disagree. Gunther's been doing pretty gosh darn good, gosh darn excellent,
Oh,
freaking
but
good.
as soon as somebody gets what the fan wants them to get, they turn on them. Right? It's been
Well,
happening.
yeah, that's fair.
The only person that hasn't happened to is Drew.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair to say. Yeah.
Because
Anyway, yeah,
as soon as Gunther retired John Cena, everybody turned on him. Oh, why they give that to him? He was a
yeah,
boring
right.
champion.
Which is, I disagree. I felt that was exactly the right move. That's,
100%.
A guy like John Cena, you got to put somebody over,
Well,
who's going to be
speak
there for a while and wants to be,
speaking of
anyway.
which,
Yeah.
that feeds my segue because this brings us right into
Yeah.
Gunther versus AJ Styles.
Yeah. There you go.
Um, was it AJ's greatest match? I don't think so. Was it a fitting
No.
match? Was it a fitting match for his farewell to WWE? I think so. I think it was
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
I will say that I'm a little surprised that that is his farewell. If I'm being honest, I thought they were going to put him over. I
I did
thought
at first
going into it,
too. Yeah.
people were putting such an emphasis on, oh, it's his last match and he's had such a great career and man, he's so fantastic. And CM Punk wants to wrestle him before he retires, and let's do that now because he might, So
Yeah.
like one of those things where it's like you're bringing it up too much, right? Well, it felt to
I
me like
just
there was going to
thought
be that surprise ending, right? But
I just
and then you're
figured it
going to have
made
Gunther win it back.
sense. Yeah. I just figured it made sense because uh Royal Rumble 2026 was his 10-year anniversary with the company.
Yeah,
Go out the day that you started. I thought it
yeah,
kind of made sense. So I was figuring that was going to happen. If it was any other year, I would have been like, no, because he's not going to give up a Mania payday.
yeah.
You know
Good
what
enough,
like
right?
what
Yeah.
why would you do that? But
So
number one, I don't think Uncle Alan needs the Mania payday. I think he's been good with his
no,
money.
I think
Yeah,
he's okay. Now, my
yeah.
question to you, however, is whether it's in WWE or not, is this the last time we see AJ Styles? Because his behavior at the end of the match might
Yeah.
lead you to believe otherwise.
Honestly, I think so. I know a lot of people think he's going to go have his last match in TNA, and I would absolutely love that, but I don't think it's happening. I think we saw
Nah.
the end. I think what we saw at the end of Royal Rumble was just him being like, I don't want to, but I have to. And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't think it played off quite the way he wanted it to.
Okay.
It was
Yeah.
I think it was more confusing than it was anything. So,
Yeah.
but I get
Yeah.
it.
I was a little confused, right? Because it was like, okay, well, like he said he's going to retire if he loses, but like he lost and he's about to put the gloves down, but then he doesn't and he puts them back on.
Yeah,
See, that's like, oh, wait, no, he's not done. So
yeah.
I don't know. But
So
yeah,
yeah, I'm not sure if he does end up doing one last match. I'll be very surprised.
yeah, fair
Yeah,
enough. Which I mean, if that is the end of AJ Styles, which shit, man, it's been how long has he been going? Almost 30 years. I've
yeah,
been watching him
long time.
since the dying days of WCW. So
Yeah, I mean,
back with Air Raid.
I suppose I was too. I just don't remember him in the WCW at all.
Well, yeah.
He wasn't on my radar until 2002.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Which I think
know,
was the case with most people. Like I say, the dying days of WCW. I was like maybe one of the, 5,000 people that watch that stuff. But but no, he was in a tag team with Air Paris for
Mm,
like 2 months. It was like he wasn't there very long, right? It was like
right? Yeah,
again the very end of the company.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
Which brings us into our championship match of the show.
yeah.
We had Drew McIntyre take on Sammy Callahan. Not this
Jeez,
time.
that
That would have been a hell of a match
would have been a good
versus
match. Yeah.
versus Sami Zayn. Um, Going in, were you expecting Sammy to maybe pull this off because it wasn't Saudi Arabia?
So okay, yes, But also, I found it weird because isn't he Syrian, which is
He,
not
which
the
is why
same
he
thing?
so it is not the same thing. That's why he wasn't allowed in the country the first five or six
Understood.
Saudi shows.
Understood.
That's why he didn't go in the first five or six Saudi shows, and everybody thought that he was one of the conscientious objectors, saying, "Oh, Sammy's not going because he doesn't want to go."
Yeah.
No, Sammy couldn't go for the same well, not the same reason, but Sammy couldn't go just like MVP couldn't go. They
So
weren't
dumb.
allowed to go.
It's like
Um,
just a
you know
backwards ass country. Like,
now
why do people
now
continue to do business? God damn.
I think because of the fan support is why the government said, okay, fuck it, let him come. But I think that's why Sammy was going to he did feel like he was going into a
Mhm.
hometown show,
Yeah.
not because he was Syrian, but because as a Muslim American Canadian,
Yeah.
as a Muslim from North America, he represents a large amount of people in that crowd. They wanted to see him.
Yeah. That's right.
You don't see a lot of Muslims in WWE, and the ones you do are 100% generalized and stereotyped. I
Yeah.
mean, for the longest time, they had an Italian guy play a character named Muhammad Hassan
That's right.
and talk about
Bombing
bombing
people
buildings and
and
shit. You know,
sacrificing people on the day of the London bombings and ugh,
now
yeah.
at
Different day
least
and age.
at least Sean Devari is actually Muslim, but I mean, he didn't do a whole lot for it either. He didn't
No.
exactly help the cause. So I think Sammy is the most positive Muslim, uh, I guess you could say, role model that
Yeah,
WWE
yeah.
has presented. So it only
Yes.
makes
Yeah.
sense for them to finally let him into Saudi,
Mhm.
put him in one of the main events,
Yeah. And have him beat
and
Drew.
have him beat Drew. Now, I didn't see it happening. I didn't think he was going to beat Drew just because how I thought this was going to play out was I thought he was going to win the Royal Rumble
Okay.
and go beat Drew at WrestleMania.
I see. Yeah.
That would have made sense. Him getting his WrestleMania win makes sense. Him winning a
Yes.
Royal Rumble, I think it's almost anticlimactic.
Hmm. So
You
do you
know,
think do you think he still finds a way to a
I
title
think
match at WrestleMania?
yeah, absolutely. I think he wins the Elimination Chamber.
Okay, well there, because I mean
My,
they're doing their Reigns picked Punk, right?
yeah,
Spoilers for
yeah,
anybody who hasn't watched Raw,
yeah.
but I think Reigns has said, "Yeah, I'm doing Punk," so that leaves McIntyre open. Um,
My
I
choices
had
for the
thought,
Elimination Chamber will be either Cody or Sammy.
yeah, that's fair to say. Yeah, um, I thought honestly, I thought Sammy was going to go over just because of the way that they booked the title leading up to it. Right, you had Drew shockingly win the belt from
Yeah,
Cody Smack or whatever it was. So it's like, oh
yeah,
snap. Okay, so now all of a sudden you have a heel who has the belt that you're going to bring to Saudi Arabia with the Muslim
and
guy, and
yeah,
so that was my line of thought. It's like, okay, so now he's a good transitional champ, right? Kind of
hmm,
gets it from Cody to Sammy without them having to.
yeah, yeah. Overall, good match. I enjoyed the match.
Yeah, I did too. I did too.
It served its purpose, and it left me wanting more. So I'll be happy if this match repeats at WrestleMania. I will.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, let's see if it happens.
And then moving on to the men's Royal Rumble. Now, I haven't talked to Tyler about this yet, but I feel like he was not a fan of this, just from the very
Mhm.
cryptic texts I get. So I can't wait to talk to him about this. But
Yeah.
you started this conversation by saying
Hmm.
this was an okay show. There was some good and some bad. I haven't heard any bad from you. So is this where the bad lies?
I guess just because it was underwhelming, right? It wasn't bad in terms of
I think it was a decent Rumble.
it,
There were some spots in it that I was like, what? Like the fact that Brock Lesnar got eliminated with nobody watching
yeah, that was weird. It's
was
like,
odd.
okay, if you're gonna have them come in and beat the shit out of people and no
Yeah.
sell and throw people out, that's fine. Show them getting the eliminated, because like that's
Yeah,
the payoff to that,
yeah,
right? Like whoever
yeah.
eliminates him, oh well, that's the real
Now,
badass,
now I
right?
wonder. I wonder if that. I can only think that that was who eliminated him. It wasn't Dragunov, was it?
I don't know because I
Yeah.
didn't see
I
it.
I I feel like it was the fault of either Brock himself or whoever eliminated him. There's no way they
Yeah,
booked him. There's no way he was booked to be eliminated during Jey Uso's little dance off.
yeah,
There's
yeah.
no way. There's no way
Something
that was the
happened,
booking.
maybe, but
Yeah,
yeah,
somebody messed up.
yeah,
By the way, everybody bitches about it. Me personally, I love Jey Uso doing that bit, that gimmick where he
yeah.
just turns his music back on. When he did it at
It's
Elimination
original.
Chamber, when he
Yeah,
did it at not Elimination Chamber, War Games. He did it at War Games. I thought it
yeah,
was hilarious. Now he did it in
yeah,
the middle of the Rumble. I love it. I think it's
yeah.
cool.
It's fun. It's a fun little spot. Again, it's something new that I don't think anybody's done before, really. The
Yeah,
only thing I can think of close is, ironically, his dad Rikishi in the 2000 Rumble,
yeah,
when they
that's
had Too
right.
Cool in there and they had
Yeah,
the
right in the
dance break
middle
in
of
the
the
middle of the
Rumble.
Rumble.
Yeah,
Yep, that's right.
yeah.
But other
I
than that, I couldn't
I
remember
I
the dad's
never I
after.
never put that together. That's actually pretty
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah.
Too cool.
Yeah, nah, nah, nah.
Yeah, you almost
That
didn't
was
get that. Yeah.
sexy. Nah, because that was his name.
That was
Um,
his name.
Again, it was I was whelmed. You know what I mean?
Whelmed.
I'm used to, well, I guess and this is going to sound very entitled. I guess I was expecting more, like, kind of surprises in there thrown in. I did like, like the stuff like the El Grande Americano spot where the
See,
Ludwig Kaiser.
everybody complains about this stuff. I thought that was
That was
great.
fun. That was
I thought that
fun.
was great. I thought that was great. I Maybe it's because I'm 44 years old and the child of me loved La Parca. So I marked when La Parca
Yes,
came
that
out.
was cool too. That was cool too.
Today's fans don't understand that, so they're complaining about it. Oh, what? Finn Balor lost his spot for this asshole? Give
Fucking
it to me, man.
Parka.
I'm
Yeah.
okay with La Parca. I was very cool with it. And then you have
Mr.
uh,
Iguana, he was in there too,
Mr.
and that was
Iguana,
fun.
and that was fun. That was a lot of fun, and the fact that the lizard played part in it, and
Yeah,
I
right. Yeah.
yeah, I had
Yeah.
fun with it.
Which is,
Um,
which again, and that's part of what I love about the Rumble, right? You kind of get in there and you have everybody gets in there. They have 30, 45 seconds or whatever to get
well,
their gimmick over or to get their spots over, right?
unless you're
So
Braun
it's,
Breaker,
well,
then
fuck
you
yeah.
have 45 seconds to be in the Rumble.
Yeah, right. But I like that. I like that storytelling as well, right?
That
Like it's
the only thing I can think that masked man's got to be Adam Pearce.
a very good point. I didn't think
That's
about that.
because I'm trying to go to the story
That
because
was not who I was thinking. I was thinking that was going to be Chris Jericho.
I
But no, I think I like your idea better. I like
think it's
your
got to be
idea better.
I think it's got to be Adam Pearce.
Yeah, yeah, no, I like that. And man, you know what? If Adam, and I'm just spitballing here, if they could get Adam Pearce a WrestleMania match,
That'd be
I,
fun.
as a wrestling fan,
Mhm.
I'd feel very, very hearted about that. This is a guy who, if anybody isn't familiar with Adam Pearce's wrestling career, he's a former NWA World Heavyweight Champion. Scrap Iron Adam Pearce, Scrap Daddy Adam Pearce,
Yeah,
has wrestled them all from CM Punk to Samoa Joe to
everybody.
everybody, right? Um, Never really got a shot in the quote unquote big time, as it were. I guess injuries kind of worked up to him, but he obviously
Yeah,
got this spot as on Raw as an on air
and
talent, which is
and
excellent
hell
for
has
him.
he made it, and he's made it work. He has made it
Absolutely,
work.
absolutely. So just as somebody who has watched tapes of his career, in like the old NWA
Mhm.
indie feds in the mid 2000s, it would be cool for me to kind of see him in a Mania match, right? I'd be like, man, that's cool. That
And
guy got there,
and the funny thing is, you could take every single thing you just said, including the former NWA champion part, and say it about Nick
Mhm.
Aldis.
Yeah, absolutely. And Nick,
You
I've
know?
met Nick Aldis. He's a great guy too. So
Yeah.
and he's like, man, I really want him to succeed. Right. So like,
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, yeah,
It's funny because you got former NWO champions on both sides, and
yeah.
all I want to do is see them wrestle.
Yeah, right.
Just, you know,
Well, I mean, they were really good, and I mean, I don't,
Aldis.
you know,
I loved Aldis.
they were fantastic workers,
For the
man.
longest time, Aldis was in the days that TNA wasn't worth watching. Aldis was one of my reasons to tune in.
That's fair to say. I
You know,
do remember in those harder days. I
mm-hmm.
remember it would have been him. I think the ones who really, attracted me to the product were like him, Bobby Roode, Eric Young to a degree. Well,
Yeah, yeah.
I think you had Perk Angle at that time.
Oh, you definitely had some Perk Angle.
Yeah, yeah.
Jay Lethal was still going strong at the time. He was
Jay
worth
Lethal was there.
watching.
Yes, that's right. That's
You
right.
know,
That's right. But I mean, you had like Kevin Nash with, 5 knee replacement surgeries. Respectfully, Booker T, who just didn't give a shit,
yeah, he stopped.
Exactly, right? Like,
So
he's a great worker, don't get me wrong. He just didn't care.
before we move on from the Royal Rumble,
Yes.
my last question: the whole thing goes to Roman Reigns. How do we feel about that?
He doesn't need it. Again, going back to kind of what I was saying before about putting somebody over. Again, my prediction for the Rumble, obviously before knowing what was going on, was Braun Breaker. I
Okay,
figured he'd be coming in a little bit later and he'd be the Iron Man kind of thing. I had him coming in, 10 to 13 in that
sure.
area and going all the way, right?
Okay, all right.
Obviously it didn't happen that way. So pretty quickly I had to change. I'm like, oh well, I wonder who's gonna win this thing then. Um, so with that said, I guess the follow-up would be, well, then who wins it? Right. And it's like, well,
Mm-hmm.
what? So final four would have been what? Reigns, Gunther, which again, why the hell was Gunther in there in the first place? He has the belt. So shouldn't he not be able to do that?
What belt? He doesn't have a belt. The belter was CM Punk and Drew McIntyre.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Oh, you're right. I'm
He
sorry. You're
he fought
correct.
he fought
I'm
he
dumb.
fought
I'm dumb.
AJ
I'm
earlier that
dumb.
night.
Yep. Yep. Sorry. I'm
Yeah.
I'm I'm losing my marbles. We're good. Um yeah, in that case, I retract my Gunther diss.
Yeah, it was
Please don't
Roman. It
please
was it
don't
was
chop me,
Roman
you big
Gunther,
German man.
Logan,
Yeah.
and I don't remember the fourth.
God. Yeah, me neither. Which is probably
I
not good. I
don't.
would put the thing.
I feel like it might have been Miz for some reason. I feel like there wasn't
Here we are. Hold on, I got the list.
I feel like there wasn't a final four for very long.
It was Randy Orton,
Okay.
apparently.
Yeah. No,
I'm
that makes
looking. I'm
sense.
looking at the list. I'm looking at the list of entrants here, and I'm like, okay. And my immediate thought was like, well, who do I put over? It's like, okay, so going back from 30, it's Gunther, Randy Orton, Penta, which is like, okay, no, Jacob fought two,
You say okay? No,
maybe,
he was my dark horse pick.
yeah,
Penta was.
okay,
Oh
well,
yeah.
there you are. Roman Reigns, who won it, Jey Uso, again, he's kind of already won it. Ray Phoenix again,
Yeah.
okay, but he lasted 28 seconds. Phoenix,
Yeah.
that's how little
Yeah.
they gave a shit about him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Well, they
then you
had
get
30
into
other
Miz,
luchadors,
Lesnar,
man.
yada yada yada. Yeah, so I don't know. I maybe LA Knight,
You
maybe Logan
you
Paul.
you're not mentioning Cody.
I'm not mentioning Cody. He doesn't need it either.
So
Give it to El Grande Americano.
I'll tell you
Which
why I'm
one?
okay.
They can decide.
I'll tell you why I'm okay with Roman Reigns winning this.
Why is that?
Number one, because if he didn't win, we know what his WrestleMania match would have ended up being, and we do not need Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes 2 or 3. We don't need it. We
No, I
just
agree.
don't need it. Okay.
It is done.
And,
It's done.
and we
So we'll move on.
and we know that if he wasn't going for a title, that's the match we were going to get. We know this. So
Yep, that's fair.
This saved us from that. Also, I always reserve judgment for who wins how I feel about winning the Royal Rumble until the Raw after. I want to see where they're going to go. His promo with Punk proves to me that I'm happy he won. Because I like where they're going to go with this storyline.
That's fair.
And they're going to make this title match and this build worth watching, and I'm okay with that. So Roman's okay with me.
Yeah, I like the idea of
yeah. What was he any of my picks? No, he wasn't my pick. He wasn't my dark horse. He wasn't my want, but it's what we got, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm not complaining. Like, I'm not like, oh, it's the shittiest thing I've ever seen. It's the worst. Like, I get it. Like it's not. Again, it's I can't really name someone offhand who would be a better pick. But at the same time,
Right.
it's like, did we really need to do it that way? But I guess.
Well, just like the Rumble itself, this conversation is officially behind us, and we are moving. Well, usually the Royal Rumble is the road to WrestleMania. This is the road to the top seven list.
Oh my.
And I made a very special top of seven list for you, sir.
Oh, I'm looking
And
forward to this one.
we are doing the top seven botched entrances of all time.
Oh, you dick.
Now,
I know why
if,
you're doing it too.
and
So, do you
if
want to tell the
anybody doesn't,
story?
you don't think
Yeah.
I've told this story on this show at nauseum? Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know what I'm talking to, here's where I'll lead you. Just go in the archives 3 weeks ago. I told this entire story to the Blue Meaty live on air.
Oh God, no! Why?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
All the ECW rocker room is going to hate me.
Well, Tommy already does. The rest might as
Dreamer
well.
already does. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So
Nah.
I popped Meanie with this story. Meanie laughed his ass off.
Oh God.
Meanie thought it was great. The reason I told the story is because we were talking about. This was actually a compliment to you. We were talking about how Meanie has this great advantage to his character where he can fuck up and people be like, it's okay because it's Meanie.
Yep.
And I said, you know what? I have a friend like that. I
Yeah.
have a buddy and I told him the whole story. And I told him how Tommy was hot, but that Justin and
Jan.
Justin and Jan
Yeah.
were laughing their asses off.
Oh yeah.
And basically they're like, listen, if it was anybody else, this would suck.
Yeah.
But because it's Danny, this can work. And Meanie said, yes, that's it, because he's playing that kind of goofy, family friendly, oddball character. He can make that work, and that's exactly it. So people like yourself and Meanie, it's almost a blessing that you have this kind of character, because you can get away with a lot more. He told a story on the show where he as you remember, he was in the 1999 Royal Rumble.
That's right.
And he used that to his advantage by every time somebody was trying to eliminate him from the Royal Rumble, he would tickle their armpits. Who else in WWE can get away with tickling draws under the armpit during the Royal Rumble? No one can get away with that.
Yeah.
Meanie can.
And yeah. No, I am glad you bring. It's funny you bring that up, because that is an incident that is brought up both to me personally and on commentary fairly often. Right, like there have been fans that come up to me and is like, "Hey, Danny, don't you go tearing the house down tonight, buddy, man?" And I'm like,
the fact that you have
years ago,
the fact that that was like 2019, yeah,
I think so, yeah.
I only remember because it's the I wasn't there because it was the day that my house closed.
That's right. Yep, I remember that. Yeah,
the fact, and I said this to Meanie, the only missed opportunity in this whole thing, how you haven't made your new stage name the Curtain Jerker is beyond me. Like it writes itself, sir.
I mean, yeah, maybe it's not the worst thing I've ever heard,
but I'm telling you,
yes.
there's seven people in the world that may have had a worse one than you, because you, my friend, have been disqualified from this list.
Yes,
being my guest, you don't make the list, which means you even botched your entrance onto the list.
Yeah, well, it sounds about right. I botched my entrance into life, so that is the nice way.
So somewhere your mother's just sitting there going, "Yep." I got
my mom's like, "That's a shoot."
Yeah, that's why I had two of them at once. they can't both be screw ups.
Wrong kid, Dad.
For those who don't know,
Snap.
Danny is a twin.
That's right. I do have a twin brother.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's two of them in the world.
Yeah,
Help,
unfortunately.
help us all.
Yeah. He's
So
extra sexy too. All right, carry on.
I hope you remember some of these because some of these are kind of deep pulls. They're you know and unfortunately, usually I give somebody the benefit of being able to do the research and remind themselves of this stuff. I
Yeah.
didn't do this for you because I wanted to pop you on air
No,
with the
yeah,
list.
fair enough. Yeah. And to be honest, there's already, like you said it, and I'm like, okay, there's two or three that come to mind that may
Yeah,
or may not be on the list. So let's check it out. I'm
let's check
excited
this
for
out.
it.
We're starting with number 7. We're going to the year 2003. We're hitting SummerSlam
Okay.
and Goldberg.
Oh,
Now I don't. Do
yeah,
you
that's
remember
right.
this when he
Do
did his
remember that?
entrance? He did his entrance, and as he's doing the thing in the pyro, he
Yeah,
almost ate
he
shit.
kicked and sort of like slipped on his other
Yeah.
foot and then sort of turned back to
Now,
stabilize himself. And yeah,
if it was anybody else, this wouldn't have made the list because lots of people have slipped on the entranceway. You know, it happened to Ultimo Dragon. It happened to a lot of people. This
that
happens
was
to.
you see, that was one I was hoping you were going to add to the list. It's Ultimo Dragon, but there we are.
You
Anyway,
know, the number 7 was probably going to be one of these people like Ultimo Dragon or someone who slipped on the entranceway.
yeah,
But I think Goldberg gets the edge just because of who he is.
yeah.
You're
His
not
his
supposed
whole
to see
gimmick is
him, you know?
yeah,
He's not
yeah.
supposed
He's
to be
the
vulnerable.
badass. He kicked
He's not human, right? So to see
Jack
him
McLarge
fuck up.
huge. Yeah, kick punch. Yeah,
Number 4. This is
number
a botch.
four.
So, or yeah, sorry. I
Four.
botched. I botched the list. Number 6, or just fucking
Piece
do
of
it,
shit.
damn it. Uh,
Love you, Adam Kota. That was for you, pal. Carry on.
we're going to number 6. This botch. This one sucked so much that someone got sent to the hospital.
Oh shit.
This is an episode of SmackDown. Don't ask me the date or year. I don't know. I don't care. But
Okay, fair.
this is Charlie Haas running into the ring, hitting the ropes, and knocking Lillian Garcia out of the ring and
That's
breaking her
right.
wrist.
That's right. I do remember that too. And I remember the she had just finished like announcing, like she had obviously she was a ring announcer. She's like, oh, Charlie Haas. And then she gets out, kind of gets on the apron, and then Charlie hits her, just her like
Yeah. Yeah. And she
falls off the
broke her
apron.
wrist.
She breaks her wrist. Because I mean,
Yeah.
Charlie Haas, again, that was a big enough dude. Like,
Yeah.
he was not a small guy, and he's running hard and fast and hitting the ropes. And
I can just
yikes.
imagine how hard and fast she fell off that apron because he hit that because they're not. Charlie's a fast dude. When he's hitting those ropes, he's hitting that at decent speed. She gets hit with that with that trajectory. She's going, man. Yeah.
That's again. That's a lot of weight and a lot of power hitting you. Yeah.
Moving on
Poor
to number
Lillian.
5. We're at number 5. We're going to WrestleMania 29, and this is Triple H and the dry ice incident.
Oh Jesus, that's right. Oh,
now
this is one I forgot.
Not all the botches on this list are the fault of the wrestler. This is just poor timing of the well, I guess it's not pyro, but for those who hadn't seen it, Triple H used to use a lot of dry ice and a lot of like fog machines and stuff in his especially his WrestleMania entrances. And he comes out, and anybody who's never been around fog machines, what makes that smoke, that fog, is dry ice, which in its concentrated form will burn you. It will leave like real actual burns. It will burn your skin.
It is ice.
Yes. And
cross-related,
So as he's coming through, he gets like a body full of this smoke, but some of the actual dry ice spurts out and covers his chest.
Yeah.
Within seconds. How long did it take, Danny? 12 seconds for him to start showing? By the time he got he got it off, but by the time he gets to the ring, he's red. Like he's burnt all the way through. And then he wrestled the match.
Yeah.
Then he wrestled the match.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And well, again, I don't want to give it away, but there's another guy who wrestled a match after some. Well, yeah, I'm going to give it away. Carry on. Keep going.
Well, we might get there.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
We'll get there. That's for you, Adam Contant. For my number 4, we're going back to SmackDown. Again, don't ask me the time or the year. I don't care. But this time, it's V1 himself, Matt Hardy. As he's
That's the thing. And he falls over the top rope.
For those who haven't seen this, he's doing his pose on. He used to do this thing where he'd have his left foot's on the bottom rope, his right foot's on the middle rope, and he's up doing the hand signal. No, I don't remember who it was. Yeah, I don't remember who it was. It was probably Shannon Moore or somebody.
Moore, yeah.
That also went to jump on the ropes at the same time. So Matt just goes over and falls out of the ring. Oh man!
But he takes just the way he tumbled, like you can see like him trying to stop himself, and you can see the point where it's like, well, no, I'm clearly not stopping myself, so I might as well just go.
So good, so good.
Very well done.
My number three is the one that you already alluded to. We're going to
number
the elimination.
3.
The Elimination Chamber.
Okay.
The Undertaker. Now, anybody, if you're watching the show, I assume you've watched a couple Undertaker matches in your life, and you know that he likes to have, he likes to use fireballs and a lot of fire in his entrance. Well, somebody got fired this day because, because the placement of the fire was all off. His coat, he was wearing this big long duster, this long trench coat, and it caught on fire. Yeah. And Taker ended up, thank God he got it off in time, but he still suffered 3rd-degree burns before even getting to the match. And then wrestling in the Elimination Chamber.
Exactly. That's, right. Like in the Elimination Chamber, no less. And I mean, he got, I don't want to oversell it. Like he was on fire for a second. Like it burned him good. And he was wearing this jacket that was basically burning to him. Right. So that's why he got it off so quick, because he felt it melting through him. He does tell this story on his podcast, Undertaker does. Yeah. About kind of the lead up to it and how he said, hey, there's going to be a fireball there. Don't let there be a fireball there. And then there was a fireball there. So I believe that guy got fired.
I believe he told somebody that guy better be gone before I get to the back. Yeah.
Yep. Which, I mean,
which he was.
That's some serious shit to fuck up. Right.
Yeah. You don't do that.
It was a little bit further back. He's right on top of the thing, and he's probably getting burned very seriously to the degree that he might pass out and get burned even more. That's
a serious screw up with any wrestler. Yeah, but with the Undertaker, that's a career. That's a career. That guy mad at you. That's a career killer right there. Yep, that's a career.
You don't
killer
want
right
that guy
there.
mad at you. Yep. If Taker says you're gone, you're gone.
Exactly. I think people are going to be surprised at my number 2. I think people are going to think this deserves the number 1 spot. I'll justify it when I get there. This is the only entrance on the list that isn't an entrance to a wrestling match. It's an entrance to a promo.
Is it going to show world?
Let's just say it involves our good friend
Fred Couch.
Fred Couch.
Yes. Our boy Fred Couch. That is a pull. That's for the last thing our fans, our former podcast we were talking about. In fact, I think it was the same show that we just alluded to with me jerking the curtain. I believe this was that same show. It
was actually
Fred Ottman. That Fred Ottman tugboat, the Shockmaster, so on and so forth.
Fred Ottman,
Fred Ottman, yes, was making an appearance. Mike called him Fred Ottoman, so I said, "Hey," and I think I called him some words that I probably shouldn't say on someone else's podcast, but I called him some nasty names and said, "What's this guy's name? Fred Couch?" On account of the Fred Ottman thing. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Anyway, he is going to shock the world.
He shocked the world, all right. Any of our younger viewers who haven't seen the Shockmaster, do yourself a favor and just go. All you have to do is Google it. You don't even have to go to Netflix. You don't have to go anywhere. Just Google Shockmaster. guaranteed it's the first thing that comes up.
The thing is painful. If you haven't seen it, like I just, if you're a wrestling fan and you haven't seen it, it's just some of the most thing like this. There's this big thing where Sting is like, this person is going to shock the world because he is none other than the Shock Master. And then this guy, Fred Ottman, our friend Fred Ottman, comes out. I guess they had a thing stabilizing. He busted through a wall, but I guess they had a plank at the bottom stabilizing the
Yes.
bottom part of it, which he tripped over
Yeah.
and fell over. He was wearing a hat that looked very similar to a Sky Trooper's
No, no, no,
a
no, 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 no,
Stormtrooper's helmet,
no. It
excuse me.
was a stormtrooper's
There
helmet
you go.
that they painted with sparkles. Now, here's the thing. This is I'm going to play the world's worst devil's advocate here. Yes, because he fell, it was like the biggest botch of all time.
Yeah.
Like, are you going to stand there and tell me that this thing was going to be hot if he didn't fall?
No, it was bad.
It was already going to be bad.
That was the point I was going to make. Right
Falling
after
is the best thing that happened to him.
I know. What happens right after that is Ole Anderson of all people is cutting a promo because he can't. Fred Ottman can't talk in the mask, so it's Ole Anderson doing this big gravelly voice. You want a piece of me? Come and get me. It's bad.
And then to top it all off, you have the British Bulldog going, he fell on his fucking arse.
That's okay. Thank you for bringing that up because that was the last point I wanted to bring up. Literally, as soon as he falls, you just hear, I think it's Sid Vicious go, oh. And then right after that, you hear Bulldog goes, oh, I fell flat on his fucking ass.
It's amazing.
It's so good.
It is amazing.
It's a live show. It's a fight for the gold.
And if anybody put this as their number one, I would not fault you. But to me,
I figured
it's
for
the
sure
second,
this would be number one.
But to me, it's the second funniest because the next one I have watched on loop. I have sat there and giggled. I don't.
Okay.
I don't smoke weed.
I think I know which one you're talking about now. Yeah.
I don't smoke weed, but if I did, I could picture myself getting high and just watching this guy do this over and over and over and playing like the Benny Hill theme song in the background or something. Of course, we are going back to Saudi Arabia for the greatest Royal Rumble. Titus O'Neil just diving under the ring is the greatest thing.
Guy.
I think it's safe to say this kind of killed his career.
I think it did. I'm being honest, but and it's one of those things where it's just too big of a mistake to cover. You can tell on commentary they see it, and at first they're like, oh, they try to think about covering it up, and they're like, no, you can't cover that up. We need to make fun of this.
one of my predictions that didn't come true. Don't you think this was a missed opportunity for this year's Royal Rumble being in Saudi Arabia?
Titus to come back?
Shouldn't have Titus been a surprise entrant?
That would have been a great callback.
Right?
I would have loved that, and I wouldn't have seen it coming.
I thought for sure that they were gonna pull the trigger on that. That would have been great, but yeah,
damn.
Because if I'm not mistaken, he's with the company. I think so. He's some sort of an ambassador role or something. Yeah.
Well, I mean, he had a really rough childhood and an upbringing, and really kind of was one of those kids that excelled despite his circumstances, right?
Well, didn't they give him the Warrior Award or something?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, something I'd have to Google that, but I think that's the case. Yeah. But yeah, that would have been really fun. But that is in terms of botched entrances. I think I don't know, man. When you trip and you fall under the ring, he slides under the ring, under the ring apron. Everybody's making fun of you.
Yeah.
It's one of those things, man.
Thank God you didn't fall on the side of that because they had the LED boards on that one side, right? Woof.
Yeah. Oh, it would have been boom. Oh my God.
Game over.
I've
only got a couple honorable mentions. I've got I've got AJ Styles walking into the entrance screen at WrestleMania 38.
That's right. Where he busted hard way
Yeah.
before he got into the ring.
Um,
That's right.
uh, Survivor Series 2007, Melina doing her split entrance and just falls out of the ring.
Oh yeah. So I remember that. Yeah. Oh, that sucked.
This one I wanted to make the list so bad, but the botch isn't seen on camera, so you don't really know what happened.
Mhm.
But I'm gonna, as an honorable mention, I'm gonna throw it to Roddy Piper at WrestleMania 3. If you don't remember,
Okay.
everybody had those motorized little rings to drive to the
Yeah.
ring.
The carts. Yep.
But right before they were supposed to go out, Roddy's busted.
Yep.
So Roddy walked to the ring. So technically, it's a botched entrance. You know,
Yes. Technically speaking, yes.
yeah, technically speaking. So, but it's only an
He
honorable
didn't.
mention.
Yeah, he didn't really see it though. So it's not. Yeah, I get you.
WrestleMania 19 saw the WrestleMania return finally after 5 years of Shawn Michaels, but he sure as hell couldn't get a confetti gun to work.
That's right. Oh yeah, there was that one,
And
and then wasn't there one where he got? Oh, carry on because you might be talking about that one. Go.
no. What are you talking about?
Oh, there was one where he got like his coat. Talking to Shawn Michaels, like he had like one of those mirror, like all those mirror.
Yeah, I don't
And
remember
he
what
got
that
caught
show
in the
was.
stage. I think it
Yeah, I
was like just
remember
the
that.
Raw or whatever. But yeah, I
Yeah,
like he got
and he
caught in
tried
the
to get
stage. He
up, but
had
he
to take
was
it off.
stuck. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's an honorable mention right there. I forgot
yeah,
about that. Yeah.
yeah.
The last one that I wrote down was Mandy Rhodes at WrestleMania, or Mandy Rose, not Mandy Rhodes, Mandy
Yeah, jeez.
Rose at WrestleMania 38, or not 38, 37. If you
Mhm.
remember, that was the WrestleMania that was fucking just raining the entire time.
Okay,
And
yeah.
and
Oh
and and
God, what a
and, and,
disaster.
and the poor thing slipped in some rain on the entranceway.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. That sucks.
I couldn't put that on my list because I felt too bad for her. Like
Yeah, right. It's like it's not really
that's
her
not
fault.
funny. That's not
Yeah, it's not her
funny.
fault. Yeah,
That just sucks. You know.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's a pretty good list. Again, like
Well,
there were some that
but
I
let me tell you
completely
right
neglected to
now.
remember Titus for some reason. But
Let me tell you right now. The
yeah,
only reason Titus is my number one is because you were disqualified from the list.
I
Because
I I love you too, friend.
because I will eventually forget all seven of those. Even though I wasn't there, I'll never. Dude, this is one of the things. This is one of the reasons Tyler and I became friends. When I
Oh
met
God.
when I first met Tyler, I told him, I'm like, we were at I told him that I was part of WrestleMedia. And he goes,
Yep.
WrestleMedia. He goes, WrestleMedia. He goes, I was at a show in Kingston that you guys were at. I'm like,
Yep.
oh yeah. I'm like, yeah, that's the show. I didn't get to go because of my house, but yeah. He goes, oh yeah, it was a crazy show. Some dude like ripped the entrance way down, and I start laughing.
Oh God.
I'm like, yeah, you know that podcast I do? That was the curtain jerker.
That's the co-host. That's the guy.
Yeah,
Same guy.
yeah. And
Oh my God.
that was the start of our friendship right there. And here we are.
You're welcome, Tyler, Mike, and all your glorious listeners, because you wouldn't be sitting here today
Maybe
listening to
not.
this beautiful podcast if not for my oval shaped, curly headed face. I don't know. I got nothing.
Wow. Wow.
It is 10 o'clock at night. It's past my bedtime, don't you know?
So, my friend, when are we going to see you in Chinlock West? What's the date of that show, and who are you wrestling?
February 14th, and I am entering the Chinlock Rumble, the annual Chinlock Rumble. Winner will get a shot at the Chinlock Heavyweight Championship, which will also be decided again in a triple threat. That would be our current champion, Sean Murphy, going up against Khan and Karu in a triple threat match.
Not
But yes, that's February 14th. Love hurts. Valentine's Day. Screw your
wouldn't
wife. Screw your girlfriend. Come to wrestling.
wouldn't be the first strap they put on you over there in Chinlock.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm a two-time Kale Murphy heavyweight champion of the world. You must
I know
know.
you. I know that. I will. And
It's literally the only thing I can brag about.
before we sign off, I have to ask because I it's not like I can watch Chinlock every week on TV, so I don't get to pay attention to the storylines. What happened the last time we talked on air? You had Spenny Rice in your corner. What happened there? Why is he not with you
Yeah.
anymore?
Well, I'll be honest with you and say I don't entirely know. I think Spenny just kind of got busy with other stuff, and it just sort of moved on, right? I think
Oh,
it was
okay.
one of those things where Spenny's availability started kind of waning, and I guess they decided to kind of move on, which it's all right, man. I am so man. I don't want to make it all about me and shit, but the fact that I got to have that experience of
Yeah,
somebody that I watched on television, like not even on wrestling. Like we're talking Kenny versus Penny is a television show, like it's kind of it was on Showtime and all that.
yeah,
But I loved it. So to have that guy be part of the show that I'm in and be managing me on wrestling
yeah.
is like this is nuts. Like that was insane to me, right? So it was very cool while it lasted. And again, yeah, since then, again, I did become a second time Cale Murphy Memorial Heavyweight Champion. We won't
Weren't
share the
you?
fact
Weren't you?
that,
You were co-champion, weren't you?
well, that's the thing. I
Yeah.
was, I don't want to share that point because
Oh.
I was technically speaking co-champion with Jerry Atrick. But
Hmm.
if you watch the videotape back, I got the pin first, so it shouldn't really count that way. And as it turned out, he ended up losing the title for us anyway to Carter Mason. So you know, he was a crappy old man, and I don't like him anymore. And I wanted to beat him up. At the last show, I was going to beat him up, but somebody else beat me to it. He's that disliked. So, like, I don't know. One day, my fist, his face. That's where it's going. Is all I'm trying to say.
I will say there are some very interesting characters over in Chinlock. I love that geriatric is a
Yep.
amazing name.
Yep.
But my favorite has to be Jack Russell.
Jack Russell. Yes, our good friend Nate. Who, if you ask him about Jack Russell, he'll have some stories for you.
And
Um,
I got to plug this before we leave because we haven't seen this for forever. I won't be able to make it to Kingston, but if you're going to be in the Kingston area, go a return to Chinlock, a return to wrestling. We're going to see Derek Hamilton back in the ring.
that's right. Yes.
A very, very good friend of ours,
Mhm.
going back 20 years.
Yeah.
OJ is a phenomenal human being.
Yeah. I've been
And
knowing that guy
if
3 years, man. 23
wow,
years? Ugh,
yeah, it'll
we're
be
old.
it'll be yeah, 19 for me. I met him the same as you.
Oh,
I've known you 19 years. I met you
yeah,
guys on the
yeah.
same day. Yeah. 19 years I've known you fucking guys.
That's unbelievable.
For better or for worse. Um, a lot of people don't realize this. Former tag team partner of Cecil Nix,
That's right.
the viral Cecil Nix. Uh,
Yes.
yeah, go check out the return of Derek Hamilton to Chinlock. He hasn't wrestled in probably 6 7 years.
Yeah, well, he's had
Yeah.
he did come back. He's had a couple one-offs here and there. He came back, I think, to big time pro wrestling for a one-off or two-off kind of thing. But
Okay.
he's been trying to come back for a little while now, and I think he's getting back into it. And I think again, if you're looking for somebody on one of your shows over in the Ottawa or Toronto area, go look up this guy because he'd be great for any show.
Yep, that's very true. But
Don't book me though. I don't want to go to fucking
don't
Toronto.
no, he doesn't because you book him and he doesn't show up.
Okay. Never mind. We're not
You
doing this.
you brought it
We're
up.
not doing this.
You
We're not
brought
doing
it
this
up.
on air. Yeah.
All right. Love you.
Man, this was fun. I love you too. Seriously, this has been fun and it's
We
been a while
gotta
since I've
do
been on a podcast. So yeah, it's
well,
been fun.
we gotta do this more often. Tyler will be happy because we actually behaved ourselves. The first thing he asked me was, you guys aren't doing like a lasting mark thing, are you?
You guys are going to talk about your dicks again, are you?
I had a whole speech. But
Oh man, this was fun.
until next time, thank you so much for joining me and helping us up to speak, Danny.
Thank you, sir.
We we will see you next time. And my friends, as always, do that thing I like you to do. Come on. You know what I'm talking about, right? Don't do it. Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I
yeah.
know
Oh,
what you like, baby.
the little man in the boat. No, I know the subscribe button. Hit the
Oh,
subscribe. Yeah, hit like, tell your grandma, tell your dog. Everybody wants to do it. Subscribe, like, do all that stuff. Go to Spotify, give us a comment. We love comments. Tell us how you're feeling. Tell us how much you want to see Danny Parkhill come to one of my shows when I'm booking and botch his entrance there.
Yeah,
That would be
I'll
awesome.
do it on purpose, sir.
Until next
is it a botch if I
time,
do it on purpose?
you have been counted out. Every time I forget how to do this.
Nice.
There
There you
it
go.
is.
You got it?
Oh,
There you
oh,
go.
oh.